Clark has fast become an airport of choice. The statistics has proven that last year, while passenger volume in the Asian region grew about 6%, it was Clark's banner year, growth coming out at 71%. I thought that would level off in 2013. In January of this year, Clark's passenger volume over the same period last year, 2012, came out even better at 72%. Government alone cannot accomplish everything. We will continue to be the enhancers, maybe the infra builders, but the soft infrastructure must come from all of you. With the coming of Emirates, I shall propose a public-private partnership among us. Let us conquer the world from Clark, and make the world of Clark the new Aerotropolis. With SIAC and GGLC leading the way, let us go out there. Let us participate in the Arabian and European travel marts and aviation conferences up to the farthest points of the earth. Let us join the travel marts of Germany and the United Kingdom. Let us invite the Arabs, the Jews, the Europeans to come and see this part of our country. Let us go as far as Nairobi, Lusaka, Cape Town, Abidjan. Let us go to Istanbul, to Athens, to Algiers, to Tunis, to Tripoli, together.
An interesting experiment to try, and if you did it between Clark and Subic, with bringing in companies that you will guarantee 1 million jobs over 10 years, and you give them in a period of time where the market sets, see if they can hire people. That's what China did. The workers sacrificed until they got global market share. Now they're moving up the value chain, and they're shedding the low-cost activities. Finally, can you build, just an idea here, I'm sure there are evidence of it, but why not have a regional educational and training zone? You have some of that here, but I mean on a really large scale, because this is part of the Aerotropolis idea. It's one of the services that you can provide because you have the global language of business, English, here, and people need to learn English. They're going to learn better English. The 300 million Chinese who are studying English in the mainland China are going to learn it better if they fly down to Clark. People need training. How many tens of thousands of pilots does Asia need? They can be trained at Clark, and so on and so forth. So I think this is one of the great opportunities that you have here at Clark.
GGLC would most probably be the cradle of the concept of the Aerotropolis because it has all the ingredients: a logistic park, a town center, an aero park, and a business park all into one. They will create the cradle for an Aerotropolis. And with big names, SI Engineering has been there for about a couple of years. They're building their second hangar. They're building a third for wide-body aircraft, and soon they will also be putting up a repair facility for the giant 380s. And supporting them are also other MRO companies, guys who can do the interiors of an aircraft. And down to even the smaller type of aircraft, the people are there already to build and help the airport. And within GGLC, you will have the Medical City Hospital is coming up. That will serve as a trauma hospital center for the airport. That will be for the residents living inside the fence area of the airport. That will be a hospital that can be used for medical tourism with DOT development.
I see this as a fantastic opportunity for the Philippines, which is world-renowned for its nurses and its staff, who are all toiling overseas, the overseas forward workers, for the Philippines to use that air connectivity to begin setting up in earnest its own medical travel industry. There is nothing holding it back once you have that connectivity. Potentially in flavor of Clark, the fact that Air Asia and Emirates are both coming here shows that there's real commercial interest in this, and that there will be service expanding. And so you have an opportunity to plan for it, because many airports did not, and they sooner or later found themselves in conflict with their surrounding cities over noise, over pollution, over quality of life. And so it's up to a progressive city to figure out how it will work with its airport, how it will complement it to bring in these flows of trade and tourism versus fighting it.
Clark is a strategic gateway. This is the reality that we have. This has always been of interest to a lot of people.
If Clark continues to grow and succeeds, it's not at the expense of NAIA or another airport in Cebu or Davao or any other area in the Philippines. As I think Greg has very clearly demonstrated, it only helps the entire country, the entire region, the connectivity of all areas. It even helps that twin airport concept. In every one of the examples he showed for his twin airport concept, it's not that one airport grew and the other, basically became smaller and dwarfed and retarded growth. It's that both grew in parallel together and both benefited, and both regions benefited. And one thing that's very important to mention is the congestion in NAIA, the infrastructure constraints, not in NAIA, but of Manila in general. All these issues that are not necessarily directly related to the airport, but in overall infrastructure of aviation, seaport, roads, sewage, drainage, flooding. You need an alternative growth pole outside of Manila that's independent of Manila, that can now be an alternative for investment, for connectivity, for these industries to go and set up shop. Otherwise, they have no choice. They're going to continue to go to Manila. Or at some point, they're going to say, you know what, Manila is not attractive because of flooding, because of the infrastructure, and because of the traffic, and we'll go elsewhere in ASEAN. So at the end of the day, we're talking about, again, lost opportunities. And that's why I'm talking about this zero sum. The further development and utilization of Clark, it's a win-win for the country. It's a win-win for everyone.
So, the development of tourist destinations and integrated resorts within these destinations should complement the development of Clark International Airport.